How is it that creators do Team Seas, Team Trees, Team Indonesia, and they succeed at working together to talk about an issue which most of society isn't talking about yet? Activists work really hard and they spend their lives dedicated to issues, but creators end up being the ones that can convince ordinary people. So what is happening here, and why is this such an opportunity for the future by having creators able to do this? Well, here's what I'm thinking. It turns out there's something called the Overton window in politics. Now, the Overton window is basically a space where ideas can be discussed and they can be part of policy. So for example, prohibition was only 100 years ago in the US and alcohol was illegal. At that time, it was crazy to think that you could have any alcohol available. That wasn't even politically acceptable. Right now, it's the opposite. If we were to say it should all be banned, that would be unacceptable as an idea to even consider. And what's interesting is creators are able to take ideas that are usually over with activists and bring them over to a general audience. And the way they do that is usually through entertainment. They know how to captivate broad public through entertainment. And I think there's an Overton window of seriousness. And basically activists tend to come across as very serious. They have a judgment. It is almost like if you do not agree with them, there is a problem with you, or you are not thinking about this correctly. That's maybe okay for convincing the converted, but for convincing broad public, it's not going to work because that seriousness is outside the Overton window. If someone comes to me with an issue they care about and they talk about it in a really serious manner, it's almost like I feel like I need to avoid that because it's like too serious. So creators and entertainment, they manage to do something really special. They bring the topic to a broad audience by not being too serious about it. They find a way to make it entertaining. They find a way to make it sincere, but without it being too serious. And that's really simple, but I think that is how we're going to see the change we want to see. We can't rely on activists who really deeply care and they have emotional passion for an issue to get it to the broad society. We have to find creators who are on the fringe. They do understand what activists are saying, but they don't fully agree with them. And they also don't fully want to seem like an activist themselves, but they're willing to step out and have an impact and talk to their audiences. And it's those people who live on the fringe, those who did Team Seas, Team Trees, who I think can have a huge impact on the world. It's going to bridge the gap between those who care about social impact and those who care about just creating entertainment. And we need that bridge. Right now, we do not have the bridge. Maybe Team Seas and Team Trees is the only bridge we've seen. But hopefully, and soon, I believe there will be another one, another campaign they're doing. So, this is a simple idea, but if we want to make change, we have to acknowledge being too serious actually backfires. If we want to reach a broad public, we need to find a way of being sincere, but entertaining and not serious. So, maybe that's interesting. Creators are incredible. We have the future in our hands to lead people through the media we have, the influence we have. So I'm excited for the future. Let's see what happens. All right, creators, let's do it. Team Seas, Team Trees, new campaigns, let's go.